Oh, hello, and welcome back to Movie Review 30. This one being The Wolfman.
Well, mostly a quickie, because we'll just keep this brief because we probably wouldn't spoil the whole movie for everyone because it's still recent, right?
Yep.
And also, when it just came out, it gotten pretty mixed reactions on Rotten Tomato.
We actually liked it.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be a disappointment, but thankfully I was wrong.
Yeah, and that is a big thanks because unlike a few movies we saw before,
Joker 2 or Morbius.
both.
Oh, yeah, but that's...
Yeah, we don't mention those unholy terrors of man.
And thankfully, I'm almost done with my Morbius review, so stay tuned for that.
Yep, and there'll be a big storyline one coming up. Aside from that,
Yeah, aside from that, yeah. Okay, back with Wolfman, and yeah, we personally liked it, and we kind of glad this was not like a shot-to-shot adaptation of the original movie. So
yeah, that would have been fine, but it did its own thing, and that's what I kind of respect it for.
yeah, again, Disney, this is how you do it. Oh my God, well, we're just gonna keep going on and on about that, right?
Yep. And besides, as Jack stated, there can be only one way that they do it right. But aside from that, on to the movie.
Yeah.
Story is there's a family basically taking the father's dad's house after he supposedly passed. But there is a creature running amok.
Yeah.
Right? And given the title, I think you know what it is.
Yeah, the wolf man, well, mostly werewolf, and well, the father character gets attacked by it by scratching it. And have you seen the trailers?
Yeah, this film is visually disturbing, which I do have to admit. Which you do gotta give it praise for.
And yeah, this takes like the Fly route of body horror.
Yeah, there was some stuff that just made me turn away from the screen. Not because it's bad, but because it was just visually gross. And I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, like, there was moments when I'm like... I was like that when the gruesome stuff happens. And you were like...
Yeah, there were some times I cursed out loud. Mostly out of fear. And they do the jump scares pretty well.
Yeah, and... Yeah, like, the jump scares are done very well. It's not like, in your face, scary!
Yeah, and if you've seen a lot of werewolf movies, you probably know how this ends, so...
Yeah, well, you know, our thoughts on the original movie is a classic, like...
Oh, yeah.
And I also love American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, I'm trying to make references to that.
Like what kind?
I hope... Better hope he doesn't run into two hitchhikers.
Oh, I get the joke. And also let's go over like the cast in this. Well, it's a small cast of characters. Like there's not a whole lot. This was almost had like a low budget feel to it. Well, I mean, it is done by Blumhouse.
Don't worry. And yeah, I gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. If you can make a good movie with that low a budget, you did a good job.
Yeah, and I actually did like the cast. Like, I did mostly like the main father character himself in this. Like, and you almost kind of feel sorry for him.
Yep.
And that he doesn't want to become the monster, but unfortunately, like.
But unfortunately, due to circumstances, he is forced to.
Yeah, and also unlike other werewolf movies, this one is not entirely supernatural. This is more like a sickness of slowly becoming the werewolf. Like, and it's like the director wanted to do something different. Like, instead of like a full moon, every full moon you...
Yeah.
Here it's like...
It's more like a zombie infection.
Yeah, but instead he becomes half man, half animal.
Yep.
And And also, I like that there's not a lot of like CGI in this.
Yeah, you gotta love movies that basically use practical effects.
Yeah, especially with that disturbing transformation scene that's shown out. It's like,
Oh yeah.
especially, okay, one part I won't get into, but oh, like,
Oh yeah.
and also the let's go. I actually do like the Wolfman design. I mean, it's kind of different from the original. It's not like the traditional like furry like wolf-like face.
Yeah.
And yeah, and anything else you liked about it?
What else did I like about it? It had some heavy elements, which really play well into it, and given you've seen one werewolf movie, you've seen them all, and I don't mean that in a degrading way. Most of the time, they really have that moment where there's a trope, which if I said any further, would be spoiling. But aside from that, there are some elements which make it all the more tragic, and it really adds to it.
Yeah, sort of like with the original, but again, we won't say how the movie ends because this film is pretty dark, and I would not say this is a fun movie.
Yeah, if you're looking for a happy cheery movie, even if it's horror, then this is not for you.
Yeah.
But if you want a straight up horror film that shows like some really disturbing imagery, then this is definitely for you.
And if you're into the whole body horror elements, then again, this film's for you.
So, how much do we have left?
Oh, like 3 minutes. So let's
Alright,
just.
guys, I'm going to bed, so keep it low, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So yeah. Give this a. Aside from trailers, there was a lot of disturbing. There's a lot of horror, a lot of psycho thrillers, but there was one that I really want to see. It's Love Hurts, and yeah. I don't care if I have to go through a bunch of psychos to do this. This is going on Movie Review 30. Love Hurts.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, it looks like fun.
I mean, it is starring the same actor who played Short Round from Temple of Doom.
And Data from the Goonies.
And he was in Loki.
And Everything Everywhere All at Once. Which he got an Oscar for, and you know what? I'm really happy for that man.
Yeah. So would he be like the new Jackie Chan? I'm sorry, I'm just asking.
I'm not sure about that, but I think unlike Jackie Chan, he's more lovable. Yeah, you should see him when he reunited with Harrison Ford. It's just.
Okay, I'm sure I better find that on YouTube.
Yeah. So aside from that,
and also this one trailer with Nova came with this one guy who just
a guy who think Hardcore Henry, but minus the first person perspective, and replace it with a guy who can't feel anything painful.
Yeah, and and heck, the poster shows where he was stabbed by scissors and a screwdriver
on his arm. Jesus.
Yeah, and it stars the actor who was Superman from My Adventures with Superman.
That makes it better.
Whoa, oh, okay. We'll just keep it down. We don't want.
Sorry, I got a little excited.
and there've been other trailers for like some other horror movies here and there, and one with Jason Statham, a working man.
Yeah, I think my mom would love this movie, mostly because she's a big fan of The Beekeeper, and she loves Jason Statham, especially when he was the villain in Furious 7.
So yeah, I think that's all we gotta say about the trailer. So let's give our final thoughts on the Wolfman.
I'd give it an A.
Same here. So I mean, if you're a fan of the original Wolfman and want something that's similar to the original, then you may be coming to the wrong place.
Yeah, but if you still want a good body horror film, this is for you.
Yeah. And looks like there's no need for intermission because There we go. So,
Yep, time's up.
Yeah, we're done, folks.
So with that being said, tune in next time for what's the movie we're going to be seeing?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe Love Hurts.
Either Love Hurts or The Day the Earth Blew Up.
Well, I think Love Hurts comes out first, then
The Day the Earth Blew Up.
So
with that being said, this is Brock McGinnis.
and Dean.
Signing off and have a good rest of your day. We're back and take care, everybody.
Sayonara.
Ciao.